What's up, everybody? Just want to apologize if I do sound a little nasally. My nose is stuffed for some weird reason. Always at night it gets stuffed, not sure why. Like all day it's pretty much fine, and at night it just fucking randomly just gets stuffed. Like, can't barely fucking breathe. Like I'm breathing out of my mouth and trying to talk out of my mouth at the same time right now. But anyway, today's video request is going to be about, you know, people think, for example, their life is bad to the point where they fully hit bedrock bottom and they feel it can't get any worse than where they're at now, when that's truly not the case. Life can always just get worse and worse. You may have something bad right now, but something could hit you even worse. Another brick could just come basically whoom, right at you. So yeah, I'm gonna get into that right about now. It truly saddens me, if that's even a word. I know sicken me, but it's truly just makes me sad to know that there's a lot of people in this world suffering from whatever situation they might be in, whether it's financial problems, whether they have some kind of disease, terminally, mentally. you know it's just everyone struggles in one way or another. Everyone has their own problems. For example, I have anxiety. There's times I still get it. I feel like I'm able to handle it a little better, but there are some days that I do admit I get some really bad flare-ups where it feels like, a few years ago when I was really suffering every single day, and it get those bad flashbacks, and in a way it makes me feel scared and shaky in a way. But like, it's crazy to know, like, just how many problems there are that people are going through, and even problems that I probably don't even know exist. I mean, there's just so many things people go through in this life. And then, you know, there are people that say, well, you know what, dude? There's someone that has it worse than you. And in a way, that's true. Whatever problem I have, someone out in the world definitely has it worse somehow, you know? So in a way, I mean, I'm not saying that comforts me, but I guess it makes me feel like I should be sort of thankful that I don't have a certain type of illness that that person has. But at the same time, just knowing that there's poor people out there suffering from whatever it might be truly makes my heart, shatter, because it's just not fair. It's just not fair how we gotta have these type of problems. Like I always say, people that smoke cigarettes, people that do drugs and stuff, and then your body failing, then I still feel bad for those people, but at the same time, they cause their problems by, doing those fucked up things to your body. But for poor people that just get these type of illnesses, that try to do the right thing by taking care of themselves, trying to eat healthy, trying to exercise, but yet their body still becomes a burden on them somehow. That part really touches me, like it breaks my heart. I don't like seeing people suffer, and just knowing, it's just knowing, as of right now, as I'm making this video, just at this very moment in time, just knowing that somebody out there suffering from something, someone's in pain, and then plus, just in general, there's always something going on in life. There's always something happening in life. Like, as I'm speaking right now, someone could be getting raped. It's disturbing to know that somebody right now in the world is literally getting raped. Someone's probably getting murdered. Just, for an example of, like, so much shit going on in life. It's truly disturbing, and it's very upsetting. And it's just not a thing we can do about it, it's just the way this shit is. Then in a more funny, silly way, there's always someone doing something. Someone right now is taking a piss. Somebody right now is taking a poo-poo. Somebody right now is probably vomiting from drinking too much or has some kind of stomach virus or whatever. It's like it's crazy. Everyone, like, there's always something going on in the world. The world truly never fucking sleeps. Someone's getting laid right now. I mean, I don't want to go too off topic, but yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. There's certain people that have it bad in life, and then there's a certain person that'll say to that person, well, try to just get back on your feet. And that's easy. It's easy saying that because you're the one, you're not going through that. That person is. So it's easy for certain people like us to be like, well, you can't let that destroy you. Well, it's not like we want it to destroy us. It's just gotten so bad that it has, because it's literally, we have no control over it, to the point where now we just feel hopeless and depressed. But then that's where people sometimes think, I'm at my worst. What could get any worse? And sadly, there's a lot of things that could get even worse. Let's say you just have bad anxiety. Just picture anxiety and after beginning cancer on top of it. Now you got two friggin' weights, on your shoulder. A terminal illness and a mental illness. And it's crazy. The amount of suffering in this world, it's just unbearable. It's just bedrock that just keeps forming. Like in Minecraft, if anyone's familiar with Minecraft, you keep digging straight down, eventually you lead to bedrock. Well, the funny thing is, there's a couple bedrocks you have to go to till it's the final bedrock. So putting that all together is, you literally keep sinking into bedrock, and then when you get to the final bedrock, that's when you die, basically. That's how I look at it as. But as long as you live, you can keep digging yourself into deeper, 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 unfortunate bedrock. And then once you can't deep anymore, that's when you probably hit your low, to the point where you just die. Whether you commit suicide or whether whatever type of disease that you have just gotten so bad that it finally hit the last stage of bedrock, now you're dead. But while you're alive, you're just possibly suffering more and more and more. Like when you think, hopefully it doesn't get any worse than this, it does. Unfortunately. Then it's vice versa. There's people that are in a bad state, whatever it might be, and somehow they find a way out of it. And I wish everyone had that opportunity, well, I should say advantage. Well, I guess same thing. I wish everyone had that advantage to find a way out. Just like I said, it truly breaks my heart just knowing that there's people in this world that suffer from whatever it might be. I suffer from anxiety, and it's serious. Anxiety is very serious. And, but just saying to myself, I could be even in a more worse state than I already am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, for example, like when I have anxiety, I'm not the type that would say, what could get any worse than that? Because truth is, there's a lot that could get worse than that. I could have to get a disease, a terminal disease. Just so many problems could just occur. I don't feel like getting into detail, but it's always something worse that can happen, unfortunately. When you think you've experienced the hell, you have, but you think there's no more hell than where you are now. Your life is so much hell, you think that's the maximum of it. You're wrong, because always something can get even worse. And then once you actually reach the main bedrock, that's where I guess you can say that's when you die. But before you die, you go through all that suffering stage. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's just, there's just so many bad things in life that just happen to people. It's crazy. It's crazy shit. It just feels unreal in a way, but it is real, unfortunately. Now, with all that being said, as another example, let's say you're unfortunately homeless. You have no home, you have no shelter, you're starving, you have nothing to eat. And then that's where those people have that attitude where I'm already at rock bottom, which is true. That is rock bottom. But people think, what could get any worse than that? I'm already at the worst that it could possibly be. You're definitely in that stage of it, in the pretty bad zone, but there's always worse that could happen. You can get cancer. Now you're homeless and you have cancer. or you're homeless and now you have diabetes. I mean, I'm just as an example. So it's just life could always hit you worse than you already are. You might think you have every element possible. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, I guess you could say you're at your final bedrock stage, but that's the thing. There's just so many things that could still happen. Yeah. It's like, for example, you have cancer, you think you're at your worst, you are in your pretty bad state, unfortunately, but let's just say now you have cancer, and for another example, now you're paralyzed. Let's just say you go paralyzed somehow. Now you can't move, and now you're in pain at the same time, and you can't even move, so it's basically, with all this being said, what I'm trying to say out of all of this is life it could always get even more unbearable. And yes, being homeless sucks. It does. But just picture being homeless and then you have cancer on top of it while being homeless. It just makes it worse. But either way, yeah, you're definitely in the rock bottom state. But then it could always get deeper is basically what this video request is basically wanting me to try to talk about. So that's what I'm trying to basically explain in this video. And it's true. It's true. Unfortunately, it's friggin' true. Let's say, God forbid, I go blind in one eye. And now I think, I'm already at fucking rock bottom. I can't see out of my right eye. Well, it could be even more worse. What if your left eye goes bad? Then, you're fully blind. So it's like life could always just get more fucked up than it already is. And that's the thing that's disturbing. There's just so many things that can go wrong in life. Our bodies literally put us through hell. It could be a complete burden. And we can literally try and take care of ourselves and eat all the nutritions that we're supposed to have or whatever, be on the right diet plan. And sometimes that shit don't even fucking matter. Your body's still going to be a burden on you. I'm not saying that's going to happen to everyone, but it's going to happen to people. There are unfortunate people that it happens to. And it truly upsets me, I wish, I wish there was a way I could help those people, and just not being able to makes me upset because all you really can do is just watch them suffer, and it's fucked up. But then at the same time, they think they're already at their worst state, which don't get me wrong, they're bad. They're at a bad state, but something could even get more unbearable. And this is why death, suicide comes in the picture, And you can't blame people in that way because if you're suffering from something, why would you want to live? If you know you're not going to get better, you're just here lingering. You're not truly, you exist, but you're not literally having any joy in existing. You're just here. You're just lingering. You're just deteriorating while being in existence when you'd rather just be in a non-existence, It's crazy. That's why I always say we should treat each other respectfully because we just truly don't know what somebody in this life is going through. That's why I just can't understand why we gotta treat each other like shit, why we gotta bully each other. We all want to be treated respectfully. The way you want to be treated should be the same way you should treat someone else. You don't want to get called this. You don't want to be treated like complete shit. So what gives you, for an example, what gives you the right to treat that person like complete shit? You don't want to be treated like shit, so don't do that to other people too. Treat people how you want to be treated. A lot of reasons why people bully and a lot of reasons why people criticize other people because they're jealous. They see, for example, their life is shit, so they try to bring other people down with them. So it gives them a little bit of joy knowing that they're bringing someone on their level too, so they don't feel alone. Jealousy causes a lot of things. It could cause murders. It can cause a bunch of shit. Crazy. That's why one thing that was funny when I once went to church and they said peace to all the people on earth. I wish that was true, but instead it's all just a curse to all the people on earth, or at least most of the fucking people on earth. I suffer in a way. Like I say, I have bad anxiety, but I'm not saying my life can't get any worse. I hope it doesn't get any worse. And I hope whoever's watching this video, whatever they're going through, I hope it doesn't get any worse than where that poor person's unfortunately at right now. But that is the problem, that unfortunately it can get worse. And you just gotta hope it doesn't get worse. That's the only thing we basically can only do in life, is just hope. Hope for the best. Hope for the best. But unfortunately, the worst always strikes in, at least 99% of the time for most people. And it's not a damn thing we can do about it. That's the thing that sucks. Our bodies are just a complete burden. The amount of suffering that it's crazy. I mean, I know life is temporary. We're all one day gonna die, we're all supposed to die, but it's just crazy to know, like, that the suffering that this life offers us could be so unbearable, and it could just get so much worse. Like, you think it's bad now, which I'm not saying it isn't in a certain way, but it could just, you have this problem, let's say, and all of a sudden now another problem forms. So now you have double the problems. Oh, now you have this problem, and you literally have weights on your whole, basically everything. Your head now. You got a big weight here, and it's just the amount of suffering that we go through in life, that some people go through. It's just, it gets to the point where people eventually sadly reach their breaking points, and that's where they might unfortunately check out. And I don't recommend it, of course, I never do, but it's just knowing that life is temporary, but the amount of suffering just gets so bad that even though life's temporarily, it's just, to some people, it's just not worth going through it. Even though it's temporarily, it's so bad that they just want to exit it now, because the pain's just so bad they can't handle it. We all know life's temporary. At least I would think most of us should know that, because it is. But the amount of suffering some poor people go through, it's just so bad that they can't bear another day here. Like, I hate, don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to sound negative for this, I hate life because of how it is, how we're all literally fucking slaves on a hamster wheel and shit. But one thing I gotta say, I'm thankful, at least right now, that I'm healthy. I don't have really no illness other than mental anxiety and all that. But and I always I always say to myself, there could always be worse that could happen, and unfortunately, it's possible. But I hope I don't go through it. So it's like, when you think you're at rock bottom, you're correct, but it can go deeper. Is basically where I'm trying to explain all that in. It could go deeper. Unfortunately, there's no limit. Basically, life could literally just keep dragging you down. Ever seen the movie Drag Me from Hell? If that's what it was called, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's saying it. You can always go deeper into the friggin' lake of fire in this fucking planet, and it's crazy. You have this problem, now on top of it, here comes another problem. Life's all about problems, issues, suffering, torment, misery. That's all life offers us. At least most of us, the majority of us, unfortunately, And whether we have terminal problems or just other problems, financial problems, it's just always a problem. And there's always something that can get in the way of it more and more. And that's how you get deeper down. And it fucking sucks. To the point where some people just can't take it anymore. They fight, people fight, people try, but it just, after a while, they lose the battle, and whether it takes them or they end up taking themselves out, But then those certain people are called selfish, but if you were in their shoes, you wouldn't probably be calling them selfish. You would probably be like, man, these poor people are fighting. Now I can understand what he or she was going through. Now I can understand why he and she just couldn't take it anymore and gave up and just, checked out. Which I'm not saying that that's what we should do, but I'm just saying, like, when we call people like that selfish, we should really think deep into what we're saying before we actually say that. Because we have no idea truly what that person's feeling in life, whatever they're going through. It's easy for a person that's happy, enjoying life, not in pain in any way, like, whether it comes to, like, joints or whatever, or just, mentally, it's easy for someone to just say, oh, you're selfish, man. A fucking pussy, or like just whatever. Nobody knows what a person's going through. And this is where it all goes back to why we got to treat each other like shit. People going through hell as it is, and then you got to get an asshole on top of it that criticizes someone, puts someone more deeper, and there goes the limit too. There's no limit. It puts the person even more into depression. You think you're at the maximum of depressed, but it could get even worse. Someone could bring you in deeper. Life itself could bring you in deeper. Just so many things that could go wrong that'll bring you down even more than you already are. you know? It's fucked up. It really is. We just have no consideration for each other. We don't care for each other. We treat each other like fucking like like dirt. I think we actually treat dirt better. But I mean, seriously, man, it's really sad, and it's just, I say to myself, I can't believe this is humanity. I can't believe this is what I was dumped into. Fucking like a circus, man. Complete circus, or like a rodeo. I don't know. I don't even know how they just fucking describe it anymore, but it's crazy, man. I'm just mind blown at this point. Just like it could be vice versa, where sometimes things get better and sometimes certain things happen where it even gets more better. But it's very rare. Unfortunately, it's always the majority of the time the other way around, you know? But yeah. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. I think I pretty much said everything that I could possibly think of. I mean, I'm sure there's certain things that I always forget to mention, and I end up catching that when I end the video, like I always say, and I'm like, damn it, there's one thing I forgot to say. And that'll probably happen when I end this video. I'll probably, as soon as I'm done making this video, I'm going to be like, fuck, there was one more thing I should have said that I didn't put in. But, I'd at least try and put as much as I can while I have the thoughts in my head. But I think, though, I pretty much summed it up there. But anyway, guys, love you all, man. And for anyone that's suffering, man, you're truly in my heart. I hope you can somehow get well. I truly look out for every one of you people that watch this video, watch my videos and stuff. I truly appreciate the support. And yeah, love you all, guys. Take it easy, and we'll be making more soon. If you got any more video requests, please leave them down below, and I will try to make as many as I can. Can't promise I'll make every single video request, but I'll try as much as I can. And yeah, I'm going to stop yip-yapping and call it a night. Peace out, guys.